Welcome to Anonymous Stories, where we share stories from around the world. If you are just discovering us, support us by subscribing to this channel and liking this video. Now let's get into the story. It's strange how mundane moments can haunt you. I remember the exact way the morning sun lit up her face as she kissed me goodbye. We stood by the door, her suitcase between us, a small barrier that felt insignificant at the time. "I won't be gone long," she said with a smile. Her voice had that light, teasing tone she always used when I fussed over her. "You better not," I replied, half joking. "Who else will remind me to eat properly or stop me from watching old action movies all night?" She laughed, a sound that's etched into my soul like a melody I'll never forget, and promised to call as soon as she reached her family's house. And then she was gone. For the next 5 days, her absence felt manageable, even welcome in a way. We'd been married for just 2 years, and the occasional space seemed healthy. She called me on her second day there, said her family was happy to see her, and that she missed me. I didn't know then that it would be the last time I'd ever hear her voice. On the 5th day, my phone rang. It was her sister. I remember the hesitation in her voice, the unnatural shakiness that set off alarms in my head before she even said the words. "She's gone," her sister said. I didn't understand at first. "Gone where? What do you mean, gone?" There was silence on the other end. Then, in a voice trembling with what I thought was grief, her sister said, "She's dead. There was an accident, a car crash. It happened so fast." My mind went blank. The words didn't register, not fully. Dead? My wife? It felt like she was still in the next room, humming to herself, folding clothes. It had to be a mistake. I tried to speak, but my voice cracked. What are you talking about? What accident? Where is she? I need to see her?" "She's already buried," her sister interrupted, her tone suddenly firm. It was her last wish to be buried quickly, as per our traditions. "Please understand, it's what she would have wanted." "Buried? Without me? Without even telling me what happened?" My chest tightened, my breath coming in short, shallow bursts. "What tradition? She never mentioned this to me. Why wasn't I told sooner?" My voice was rising, desperation bleeding through every word. Her sister repeated the same vague phrases, offering no details. It was a nightmare, a surreal, suffocating nightmare where nothing made sense. I demanded to speak to her parents, but they wouldn't come to the phone. They were too distraught, she said. And just like that, the call ended. For days, I stumbled through life like a man trapped in quicksand. I replayed our last conversation over and over in my mind, her voice now a ghostly echo I couldn't escape. I tried calling her family again, but they stopped answering. It felt like they had buried not just her, but me too. At night, I would lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering what really happened. Was it truly an accident? Why didn't they let me see her one last time? Why didn't they wait for me before the burial? Grief doesn't come in neat stages, no matter what people say. Mine came in waves, sorrow, anger, disbelief, and then a hollow numbness that swallowed me whole. Friends tried to comfort me, but their words felt empty. I avoided her family entirely, partly out of bitterness, partly because I knew I couldn't handle their cryptic responses. Months turned into years. I tried to move on, to rebuild some semblance of a life, but a part of me remained frozen in that moment. I never stopped missing her, never stopped hearing her laugh in quiet moments or seeing her face in every crowd. But the worst part wasn't the grief, it was the questions. Unanswered, unspoken, and unrelenting. And they were questions I never dreamed I'd get answers to. It was an ordinary evening, or so I thought. The streets were alive with the usual rhythm of the city, cars honking, streetlights flickering, and people hurrying to destinations that no longer mattered to me. I was walking aimlessly, the way I often did to quiet the storm in my head. And then I saw her. She stepped out of a sleek, black car in front of an elegant hotel, her figure illuminated by the golden glow of the entrance lights. Her hair was styled differently, and she wore a dress that screamed luxury, but it was her. My wife. The woman I buried in my heart for years ago. For a moment, I couldn't move. The world around me blurred into meaningless noise as my mind grappled with the impossibility of what I was seeing. My legs felt like lead, but my heart raced as if it were trying to escape my chest. She turned, laughing at something a tall, broad-shouldered man beside her said. He placed a possessive hand on her back, guiding her inside the building. My stomach twisted at the sight. The man was unmistakably the city's police chief, a figure I'd seen on the news countless times. I followed them without thinking, my body acting on instinct while my mind screamed in disbelief. Inside, the hotel was buzzing with activity, a charity gala, judging by the banners and champagne flutes. She moved through the crowd like a queen, her arm linked with his, her smile practiced and perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my wife, the police chief announced, his voice booming with authority. The love of my life, Eliza. Eliza. The name hit me like a slap. I knew it wasn't hers. Her name was Rachel. My Rachel. I waited, biding my time as they mingled with the crowd. My eyes never left her, watching every gesture, every forced laugh. She was different, yet the same. The way she tucked a stray strand of hair behind her ear, the subtle tilt of her head when listening to someone, it was her. Finally, I saw my chance. She stepped away from the crowd, her champagne glass empty. I followed her to a quiet hallway near the restrooms, my heart pounding so loudly I was sure she could hear it. Rachel, I said, my voice barely a whisper. She froze, her back to me. Slowly, she turned, and when our eyes met, I saw it, recognition. Fear. Guilt. I'm sorry, she said, her voice shaking. You have the wrong person. No, I said, stepping closer. I don't. I know it's you. You can deny it to everyone else, but not to me. Not after everything we've been through. Her eyes filled with tears, and she glanced nervously over her shoulder. You shouldn't be here, she said in a low voice. You don't understand what you're getting yourself into. Then make me understand, I demanded. I buried you, Rachel. I grieved for you. And now you're here, alive, pretending to be someone else, married to him? Her facade cracked, and she covered her face with trembling hands. I had no choice, she said, her voice barely audible. You don't know what he's capable of. What happened? I pressed. Why did you disappear? Why did you let me believe you were dead? She looked at me, her eyes filled with a mix of pain and desperation. They told me you'd be killed if I didn't go along with it. I had to leave. It was the only way to keep you safe. I staggered back, her words slamming into me like a freight train. Who are they? What are you talking about? She shook her head, tears streaming down her face. I can't tell you. He'll know. He always knows. Rachel, I said, grabbing her hands. I need the truth. You owe me that much. I can't, she whispered, her voice breaking. Please, just forget you saw me. Leave the city. Go somewhere far away. He'll destroy you if you don't. Her words were a plea, but they only ignited the fire in me. I'm not going anywhere, I said firmly. You may have moved on, but I haven't. I'm going to find out the truth, even if it kills me. She pulled her hands away, her face pale and stricken. Then you're a fool, she said softly, before turning and walking away, disappearing back into the crowd. I stood there for what felt like an eternity, my mind racing with questions and my heart pounding with a mixture of rage and heartbreak. The woman I had loved, the woman I thought I had lost forever, was alive, and hiding a secret so dark it had stolen her away from me. As I walked out into the night, one thing was certain, I couldn't leave this mystery unsolved. Not now. Not ever. And if it led to danger, so be it. It's been 6 months since that night, since I saw her again. Rachel, or Eliza, as she calls herself now. The woman I built my life around, the woman I thought I'd lost forever, is alive. And yet, she's more unreachable than ever. I couldn't walk away, not even after her warnings. I began digging into her life with the police chief, chasing down every lead, questioning everything I thought I knew about her death. What I uncovered still feels like a nightmare, one I can't escape. The threats, the lies, the powerful hands that orchestrated it all, it's bigger than anything I ever imagined. Rachel's new life is a cage, one she chose to protect me, or so she says. But every step I take to bring the truth to light pulls me deeper into the shadows, closer to dangers I don't fully understand. Now, I live with a constant sense of unease. My phone rings at odd hours, but when I answer, no one speaks. I see unfamiliar faces in places I visit often, watching, waiting. I've lost friends, my job, and almost everything that kept me tethered to normalcy. All that remains is the relentless question, was her choice worth the cost? I haven't spoken to her since that night. Maybe she's relieved, or maybe she's afraid of what I'll do next. I wish I could tell you that I've found peace, but the truth is, I haven't. I can't. I still love her, even now, even after everything. What would you do if you were in my place? Would you keep fighting to uncover the truth, no matter the risks? Or would you let it go, accept the loss, and try to rebuild your life? I wish I had the answer, but I don't. So, I'm asking you, what should I do next? Thank you for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. Your support keeps us going and helps bring more mysteries and unforgettable tales to light. Until next time, take care, and remember, sometimes the truth is closer than you think, but it comes at a price.